Joining me now is the president and CEO of Planned Parenthood, Alexis McGill Johnson. Thank you, Alexis, for joining me. Yesterday, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry signed into law, a first of its kind, a legislation that classifies abortion-inducing drugs as controlled and dangerous substances. How worried are you that this move could set a precedent for banning abortion pills nationwide under the law?
Well, Rev, incredibly alarmed, as we all should be, because we know that laws like this are ones that get exported very quickly to the other states that have also criminalized access to abortion. And here we are. I mean, honestly, first, shame on Louisiana, right? Louisiana is a state that has already a very, very horrible maternal mortality rate, and the idea that they are trying to take away access to mifepristone and misoprostol, medications that are used for miscarriage management, that are used for post-maternal care, that are used for, ulcer treatment. The idea that they are trying to take away more access when clearly the women of Louisiana need access. We know this is going to ripple across the country because they cannot stop themselves from passing these deeply unpopular, horrible, horrific bans.
Now, Senate Majority Leader Democrat Chuck Schumer is reportedly planning to hold a vote next month on a bill to establish federal protections for legal contraceptives. Meanwhile, far-right groups such as Operation Save America are traveling the country to push for the legislation to put women in jail or even assign the death penalty for getting an abortion. NBC News recently investigated this lobbying effort. The Senate vote is apparently designed to force Republicans to take a side over reproductive rights that has divided their party ahead of the election. Where do you anticipate the discourse over abortion rights among Republicans will go?
Look, I think Republicans have seen over and over again that banning access to abortion, criminalizing providers, criminalizing women seeking access to care is deeply unpopular. And everywhere that reproductive freedom has been on the ballot, we have won. And so to force them, I think this is a great effort of leadership by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer to really get them on record, knowing it won't pass, right? That Republicans won't even step up to protect access to contraception, which 96% of Americans support overwhelmingly. That they wouldn't even step up to actually join him to protect contraception, I think is a really important contrast. We are here in this moment around reproductive freedom because Donald Trump put us here, right? He bragged about the fact that he is so proud to put 3 justices on the Supreme Court who would be willing to overturn Roe. And we are here because of the decisions of those justices. And, and Republicans want to run away. But the problem is, folks like Operation Save America, are controlling the party. They're the ones who are putting them in the middle of all of this, and so I think it's a really great effort of leadership by Senator Schumer.
New polling from Pew Research Center released this month has found that support for abortion rights have only grown more popular in the nearly 2 years since the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. More than 60% of Americans now believe abortion should be legal in all or most cases, which is a 4% point jump from 2021. Looking to November, do you still think the abortion rights topic will be a driving issue for voters over other issues top of mind for Americans, such as the economy?
Without question. Look, we are living now in a world where Florida now has a 6-week ban, a state where, 1 out of 12,000 patients actually a month have gotten access to abortion. And so now they are living in a state where we are going to see some of the same horrific, challenging experiences. We know now that abortion bans make pregnancy more dangerous. They subject miscarriage to criminality. And I think that as the stories come out, as we have seen across the board, they're going to drive those poll numbers up in support of reproductive freedom. That's what you're seeing right now, 2 years post-Dobbs. And I think in the next few months, it is definitely going to solidify in state races, federal races across the country. People are upset. People are enraged.
Now, I have to ask you this. Former President Donald Trump has been sending mixed messages on his position on abortion rights. He insisted in a Truth Social post on Tuesday that he has, quote, never and will never advocate imposing restrictions on birth control or other contraceptives, after an interview released hours earlier where he says, quote, looking at it to restrictions on contraception. He has also contradicted himself by previously saying last year that he was the one who killed Roe, taking credit for state-level bans. However, also saying that he wants to leave everything up to the states, I guess states' rights for women now, but that some states are going to have different policy than others, he says. Every public position Trump has ever had on this topic on the record, do you think he can gaslight his way into getting support from evangelicals and moderates here?
Yeah, no, it's like what my grandmother said. He's talking out of both sides of his neck. We have the receipts on Donald Trump. We saw what he did with Title X and the gag rule, trying to take away access to birth control from low-income women. We saw him brag about putting 3 justices onto the court who would overturn Roe, and that's exactly what we did. We have seen him try to weaken the ACA contraceptive mandate, which would allow, us to get access to birth control covered under the ACA. So time and again, he has shown us what he would do in the last 4 years. What he is doing is not running on any sense of a change conviction. He's running on the fact that he knows these things are unpopular, and that's the thing he least hates, is to be unpopular. But we have his number, we have his receipts, and I am not worried about the people in America understanding exactly who put us in this position. It is Donald Trump, and that is the person that we have to stay laser focused on to protect our reproductive freedoms and ensure a Biden-Harris win.
Alexis McGill Johnson, President and CEO of Planned Parenthood Action Fund. Thank you for being with us tonight.